Hey guys, so today I'm going to be doing a 40s makeup tutorial, and this one is going to be inspired by the one and only Rita Hayworth. So I hope you will enjoy. As always, the list of the products used in this video will be in the description box down below. You will also find the links to my Facebook page, my Twitter page, and my Beautylish page, so feel free to follow me. So yeah, if you have any more questions, feel free to ask them in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe, and here's the tutorial. So first I'm going to apply a lip balm. Since I'm going to do red lips, you want to make sure that your lips are well moisturized. Next I'm going to be applying a primer, and I'm going to be using the M.A.C Pro Airbrush Primer. This is a silicone based primer, and I'm going to be applying it all over my face with a regular foundation brush. Since I'm going to be using airbrush foundation, I'm first going to apply my concealer, because you always want to apply concealer before airbrush foundation. And here I'm going to be using the M.A.C Pro Concealer Wheel. It's a silicone based concealer and an Urban Decay flat synthetic brush. And I'm going to be blending it out with the other side of the brush, which is a blending synthetic brush. And I'm also going to be spot concealing any redness or any spots that I may have. Next, I'm going to be applying my airbrush foundation using my M.A.C Pro Air system, and the foundation that I'll be using is the silicone-based foundation from M.A.C in shade number 4. Now, Rita had naturally beautiful, healthy skin, although they were using very high coverage foundation, such as the M.A.C Factor Cover Stick Foundation. She later became one of the spokespersons for M.A.C Factor. And under her foundation, they were actually using a very heavy moisturizing cream, and it will show through her foundation just like Marilyn Monroe. Next, I'm going to be applying a shimmery highlight, and this one is the silicone-based highlight number 50 by M.A.C Pro, and I'm just going to be applying it with my airbrush. This is going to go on the high points of my face, so on my cheekbones, above the outside part of my brow, down my nose, and a little bit above my lips. Now I'm going to set everything with a translucent powder and a 131 dual fiber brush by M.A.C, very lightly, and I'm going to come through my eyebrows. Now Rita's eyebrows were extremely thin and very elongated towards her temples, so I'm not going to make them as thin as she had them, because obviously I would have to tweeze my eyebrows. It's something that I don't want to do. So I'm going to try to do my best, and then I'm going to be applying a little bit of concealer under the eyebrows just to make them look cleaner. And once again, I'm using the M.A.C concealer and the same Urban Decay double-ended brush. For my cheeks, I'm actually going to mix two blushes together. I'm going to use Peaches Blush by M.A.C and Douceur by NARS to get a sort of neutral color on my cheeks, and I'm going to be applying that with a 168 brush by M.A.C. For contouring, as always, I'm going to use Omega eyeshadow by M.A.C and a very big fluffy brush. I'm going to focus my contouring around the forehead because her forehead was extremely squared, and also I'm going to contour my nose because her nose contouring was super strong. Now, one of the sad stories behind her hair and makeup is that they actually removed some of her hair on her forehead to gain space because she had a very small and very squared forehead, and it was extremely painful. Moving on to eye makeup, I'm first going to apply an eyeshadow base. Next, I'm going to be placing my first eyeshadow, and this is Blanc Type by M.A.C, and this is an off-white matte eyeshadow, and this is going to go under my brow, down to my crease, and I'm using a flat shader brush by Sephora to apply it. Next, I'm going to be applying a light brown matte eyeshadow. It's a warm brown, and this is going to go on my lid with a flat shader brush, and I'm going to blend it out with a blending brush. This one is, of course, as always, the MAC 217 brush. Now that part is optional, but I'm going to be applying a little bit of liquid eyeliner along the top lash line, and I'm using ISL by Makeup Forever with a black matte eyeshadow and a very fine eyeliner brush. This is going to go very close to my lash line, very, very thin, and then I'm going to smudge it out with a matte gray-brown color and a very tiny flat brush. And I'm using MAC Copper Plate eyeshadow. So as you can see, her eye makeup was very soft. It was not heavy at all, it's very 40s. I'm also going to be placing with the same shadow, a shadow, right on my lower lash line. Now the only noticeable or very dramatic parts of Rita's eyes were actually her lashes. She had humongous lashes. So you can either use very heavy mascara or fake lashes, and here I'm going to be using individual fake lashes. I'm going to curl them and I'm going to be applying some black mascara. Now for the lips, I'm first going to be using a rosy red lipstick and I'm going to be applying it with a lip brush. Now Rita's lips were large and full, which is not my case, so I'm going to try to correct that. After first layer, I'm actually going to powder the entire lip and I'm going to go with a second layer with the same lipstick over the first layer. Next, I'm going to be applying a corally pink color in the middle of my lips, and later on I'm going to be placing a star powder by Makeup Forever to make my lips bigger. Her lipstick undertones were changing a lot, as well as her hair color. She sometimes would wear an orangey red lipstick and sometimes a rosy red lipstick like I am right now. Her hair color was changing all the time. She went blonde, light brunette, redhead. Her real color was dark brown and she had naturally very full wavy hair. So that's the final look. I hope you enjoyed and that it was helpful to some of you, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.